7:35 this morning, the Vatican announced that Pope Francis has died at the age of 88. Now, this news actually came as a pretty big shock because despite his age, his recent health troubles, and being hospitalized for like 5 weeks, it did kind of look like he was recovering. He was discharged from hospital, and just yesterday...
It's a conspiracy. I love the conspiracy music.
Huge crowds on Easter Sunday, and even meeting J.D. Vance.
Pray for you every day. God bless you.
I don't want to see one comment.
I know.
Just mere hours after that, on Easter Monday, he passed away. Which, I mean, the timing of that, it's pretty miraculous. This morning, bells rang across Vatican City, one for each of the 88 years of Francis's life, and in every corner of the globe, millions are mourning the passing of a pope whose influence reached far beyond the 1.4 billion Catholics that he led. Because people saw Pope Francis in particular as more than just a religious figure. They saw him almost as a global statesman. He was the first pope ever to attend a G7 summit where he warned humans to not let AI get out of control. He was the first Latin American pope and the first non-European in centuries.
You heard that?
Kind of made him
first Latin American. He's basically from the Americas. A United States citizen was the pope of the world, and niggas loved him. Get that up. Yes, Latin America. I know I'm saying, but crazy.
A bit of an outsider of Rome, and perhaps because of that, he did things very differently to those in the past. He even refused to live in the papal palace. He demanded the end to possession of nuclear weapons, the end to the death penalty, he publicly voiced support for same-sex marriages, and
which I can agree with him on that. Is like, let people love who you gotta love, because nigga, that ain't my business.
Condemned anti-gay laws, and also appointed women to top positions of the church. But
he probably stepped into the church and was like, damn, there's a lot of dick in here. Look, if he's Latin as it is, Spanish as it is, you know he stepped in that church and was like, damn, there's a lot of dick in here. He probably didn't say it that way, but I bet money he was like, we need some bitches in here, like, I ain't gonna lie.
But now, for the first time in over a decade, the Catholic Church has found itself without a living pope. And so, a centuries-old complex process has now been set in motion. And the answer to what happens now is actually surprisingly fascinating, from his funeral process to how do they elect the next pope. So, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and of course, let's stop the yapping.
Honestly, this is beautiful, but if you guys want to go watch the rest of that, just to update from me on the news side, go ahead and watch that in the description below. So let's move on to the rest of the news. God bless Pope Francis.